Trading their first round pick away. And for what? To go all in hopes of signing Jalen Brunson?
The saddest sweepstakes ever. The Jalen Brunson sweepstakes. Is Jalen Brunson one of the 10 best point guards in basketball?
He's not as good as Doncic with the Lakers. He's not as good as Jokic with Denver. He's not as good as Wembanyama. He's not as good as Brown. He's not as good as Tatum. I'm not even sure if he's better than Cunningham. He's certainly not better than SGA. Defensively, too, I mean, he gets killed defensively.
For 53 years, Knicks fans waited. Through coaching changes, through blown leads, through generations of players who came close and fell short. Patrick Ewing never got there. Through the lottery years, the rebuilds, the false starts, New York City carried the weight of being the most storied basketball market in the world without a championship to show for it since 1973. Then Jalen Brunson happened. A player who was told he was too small, too slow, not athletic enough to ever be the lead guard on a championship team. A player the Dallas Mavericks let walk away in free agency. A player who built his game on footwork, craft, and a kind of stubborn competitiveness that does not show up on a measuring tape. None of it mattered when the lights came on. Brunson dragged this Knicks team back from a 16-point deficit in the closeout game, scored 45 points when his team needed him most, and delivered the Larry O'Brien Trophy to a city that had almost forgotten what it felt like to hold one. Across the league, the basketball world stopped to watch it happen. And in the moments after that final buzzer, you could hear it in every voice that mattered. Broadcasters, legends, Knicks royalty, players who had spent their entire careers chasing this exact feeling. This is how the people who know this game best reacted when Jalen Brunson finally brought a championship back to New York. LeBron has had his fair share of championships in his years. His co-host, Steve Nash, couldn't quite get there. But either way, it gave them two different perspectives on winning an NBA title, and it gave them perspective into just how special Brunson is in this Knicks ecosystem. Right as per above instructions.
And also add on to that, he's a lefty. You know, which different. Also changes it too. You know, our league is so, 90% of our league, 95% of our leagues are righties, you know, and the lefties that's dynamic in our league is sometimes just hard to kind of get a cadence of that. Yeah. The Manu Ginobili's, the James Hardens, the, you know, now the Jalen Brunson, like it's a different feel when a guy's coming at you lefty, you know, so I think that plays a little bit into it. I don't know if anybody's ever said that, and I could be wrong, but I also could be right. I think being a lefty too, when you're that dynamic, it just gives the defense and the defender a little bit more of.
And it gives the defense a really, absolutely on an individual basis or team basis, but like how do you scheme for him? Because you know, he's quite comfortable to shoot a hand-in-the-face three off the dribble if you give him a little gap. So that brings you all the way up. Yeah. So then he creates that little advantage with the body, whether he cuts you off, whether he takes you away, all the way up. Yeah. So then he creates that little advantage with the body, whether he cuts you off, whether he takes you away from the space, or whether he plays off 2 feet. So what do? Like, getting in the gaps is so hard because he's so efficient at getting his slight advantage and using the straight to the hoop space instead of curving one way, spinning. He's very in like his short lane. The gapping, it's really difficult to gap him because you have to overcommit so much.
And like you said, we said in game one you mentioned in game one they made those threes. So that even it puts so much pressure when they're at their best. You know, Mikal Bridges is knocking down shots. OG's knocking down shots. You know, Josh Hart knocks in a couple. You already know what Cat's ability to do. So you're not going to be too far in on him anyways because of his ability to shoot the ball. You know, and Shamlin been shooting the ball. Like I said, Deuce been shooting the ball. So JC Jordan Clarkson could come in and knock some down. So like we mentioned earlier, they've done a great job of surrounding him with the perfect pieces that allows him to be the perfect.
Matt Barnes doesn't sugarcoat things. He's built one of the biggest NBA podcasts out there, All the Smoke, by keeping it real. Boys. And after that championship, he kept that same energy. He came out and said it straight. He was wrong about Jalen Brunson. No excuses. No spin. Just respect.
I was once a naysayer, and it wasn't in a disrespectful way. Just history was against Brunson. And I think that getting a chance to know him, knowing a little bit about his dad, similar to Wemby, he doesn't care about all the shit that people say. He knows how good he is, and I think he showed the world how good he is. And as we were just talking about the Spurs in the first segment and what they should have done, make no mistake, the motherfucking Knicks earned this championship. What's Brunson in year 6, 7? What year is he in? 8th year.
Half Dallas, half New York, a city divided, but a moment that united everyone watching.
Yeah, so almost, he's, halfway through his career, almost at the midpoint part of his career, and then we're looking at full bodies of work of Steve Nash had a whole career to do what he accomplished. Allen Iverson, the same, Stockton, CP, they had a whole career to prove, their worth. But I think he's on a great path. He won a championship for the Knicks, so that's gonna boost any and everything he's done. Will he get another one? We'll have to see. I think the Knicks got a very good team. They just won a championship, but there's a lot of other.
Nobody can argue it anymore. Jalen Brunson was underrated for years. But Kendrick Perkins? He put it in a way that just made sense. When First Take asked him about it, he broke it down perfectly.
First Take.
Hell yeah, he was. Hell yeah, he was. And it's been that way his entire basketball career. Even going back to his Villanova days, he was slept on coming out of high school when Jay Wright decided to take a chance on him as that guy. He was slept on when he was drafted in the 2nd round in the NBA draft, when the eye test had showed us that he was a proven winner. And then all of a sudden, you saw what happened in Dallas. They disrespected him by trying to lowball him what I believe with a $50+ million contract. And all of a sudden, he gets to New York. And ever since he's been in the Knick uniform, this man has been nothing but great, playing at an all NBA level. And it was almost to the point where he had to get it done in order for people to believe in him, in order for people to believe that he's one of those dudes. Jalen Brunson right now today, is the top 5 player in the NBA. You cannot name me 5 players that you're taking over Jalen Brunson to lead your team. He has the humble approach. He respects the game of basketball. He's a 3-level scorer. He's unguardable. He's a natural leader. He holds himself accountable. He never throws anyone under the bus. He never makes any excuses. He just go out time and time again and bust your favorite players.
Tracy McGrady doesn't throw Kobe comparisons around. He can't. He was there. He competed against Kobe. He saw it up close. What made those fourth quarters different? That calm that just took over. Everyone in the building knowing the ball was going to Kobe. Everyone knowing what was coming. And it didn't matter. He scored anyway. That's not just skill. That's something deeper. A mindset. A temperament. And honestly, very few players in NBA history have ever had it. But T-Mac saw it in Jalen Brunson. Same ice in the veins. Same locked-in energy when the game is on the line. Just from the point guard spot.
Now, if you want to say,
but he also posting up.
But if you want to do that, then you gotta look at Kobe, because for 3 quarters it was feed Shaq, get Shaq involved, and in the 4th quarter, it's Kobe time,
and you know it,
and you know it, and the ball going to Kobe, and you got to do what you got to do. You got to try to throw the kitchen sink at him. Mm-hmm. It's going to him, and it's going, and he's gonna serve you. He's gonna deliver, and the ball's going to Jalen Brunson. He's gonna serve you.